Thank you and welcome back to the Living Legend Podcast Network and Hearing Post. Today I'm here to talk about Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. The reason why I don't think anyone should vote for Hillary Clinton because I think she's a liar, if you really want to know. And this all goes back to when Hillary Clinton was a young lawyer working for the Watergate Committee. She was fired by a man named Jeffrey Milne for lying and wrongdoing during that committee when she was only 27 years old. But her lying just not doesn't stop there. It goes on into the Clinton administration. Her cruelty in the 1994 crime bill, which she called African American super predators and they must be brought to heel, that is well known throughout the community. And I don't see how anyone could support this woman. But it also goes to her supporting the 1998 repeal of Glass-Steagall, which was one of the most important pieces of legislation ever put down in a century by FDR to protect us against the banks. She supported that bill, and not only 10 years later did we have the biggest financial crisis in American history. Most people don't know that that really precipitated the financial crisis. But let's move on into where Hillary became a United States Senator in New York, in which she supported the bankruptcy bill. Now, you can look this up and you can see where Elizabeth Warren is commenting on this bill, in which she said Hillary Clinton betrayed her and many other liberals. This is Hillary Clinton. This is the woman that many people want you to vote for president. The same woman who voted for the Iraq war. You telling me this woman has experience, but Bernie Sanders voted against the bankruptcy bill. Bernie Sanders voted against the repeal of Glass-Steagall. Bernie Sanders voted against all these bills, but she has experience on key legislations that affected Americans. That this is the woman who has experience to lead the Democratic Party, but it seems like she makes bad decisions constantly. And you got this establishment media out here like Chris Matthews, the Time Magazine, CNN, and all these other people keep telling you that Bernie Sanders should not be the Democratic nominee for president of the United States. And you got somebody as incompetent as Hillary Clinton making all these bad decisions. You remember when Barack Obama was running? And you remember that statement that Bill Clinton said? He said, when Barack, this is nothing but a fairy tale. Well, that's the fairy tale that the American people wanted, and we need a fairy tale part two, and it's called Bernie Sanders for president. But no, she got another job. She became Secretary of State. Remember that? Oh, we got some classics. One, we got the Russian reset. We also got, remember this is one of my favorite ones, where she said Assad of Syria was a reformer. Now, hey, man, you can look this all up. This is Hillary Clinton. This is the woman that all establishment people said she got all this experience now. Okay? This is the woman that helped invade Libya. Now, she done helped invade two countries in the Middle East, Iraq and Libya. Now, you know this was one of the most foolish moves by administration that I have ever seen. You gonna invade Libya, a man where Gaddafi gave him all his weapons. Okay, you gonna invade him. Now, look at the country now. It's a failed state approximately a few 100 miles away from Europe. And who's running it now? Al-Qaeda. This woman, they're telling me as Secretary of State, she did an excellent job. Wherever this woman goes, she fails. Look at Syria now, run by ISIS. Look at Yemen. The whole Middle East is on fire. And you telling me this experience we need to run the White House? But Bernie Sanders is the one who made all the right decisions. Well, I don't understand this with the Democratic establishment. But the Democratic establishment, you have to understand, is little more different than the Republican establishment. They receive the same money. Okay? This woman is not going to reform Wall Street. She's not going to stop Big Pharma, okay? Because they giving her big money. You can just look that up yourself. But where's the experience that these Democrats keep telling me that Hillary Clinton is going to lead this country the way it should be led? I'm just looking at the major decisions that affect this country for the last 20 years, and it seems like Bernie Sanders was on the right side of it. The problem with Bernie, he wasn't on the right side to get some of that Wall Street money. That's the problem with Bernie. And they want that gravy train to keep coming down the road. You think Hillary ain't going to keep the wars going in Syria? It's money to be made. It's money to be made on Wall Street. It's money to be made in Big Pharma, where if you go to the doctor, you got to pay a bill, and you look at the drug medication, it costs you $10,000. This woman ain't going to change nothing. This woman been telling lies all her life, and that's all you got to do is look it up. This ain't no fairy tale. Bernie Sanders can win and become president. But we should stop this woman. This woman is dangerous. And I know some of you Democrats right now is mad at me. You gonna cut this video off. You probably calling me a few names, but the truth is the truth. Look at this. Do your research. And you probably do better research than me. But we got to tell the truth. If we the party of change, or are we the party of establishment? We going down the wrong road and making a right turn. And it is not going to be good for this country. She still won't release them tax returns. She still won't release those transcripts from Goldman Sachs. What you hiding, woman? I know what you're hiding. Everybody know what you're hiding. We know what you said to them banksters. We know what you said to Big Pharma. People are tired of this nonsense. Then they gonna tell us if Bernie happens to lose, which I don't think he's gonna lose, they gonna tell us to keep your mouth shut, go in the booth and vote for her. They gonna tell us, the millennials and everybody else, keep your mouth, don't ask for nothing. You got Hillary. This is not what America is about. An incompetent woman. And I'm not saying she's incompetent because she's a woman or something of that nature. I'm saying the woman is incompetent. Just look at her record. If you make all these bad decisions, hell, you wouldn't have a job at your job. If you was working at corporate America anywhere, you made 5 or 6 bad decisions, would you have a job? Now we got to sit here and talk about this woman when we got a qualified man who's been right on all the issues, brothers and sisters. Bernie Sanders is the man for the White House. But man, when you look at this establishment in the Democratic and Republican Party that feeds off us, man, they feed off of us, man. It's sad, man. It's sad. And the thing about it, man, it seemed like 98% of the Democratic Party, the insiders, are going after Bernie Sanders. You would have thought in 2016 that everybody would be against a progressive outsider. But that's not the case. All of a man is getting paid. And I'm going to tell you this right now. This woman got another thing coming. If she think that Bernie Sanders supporters are just going to walk into that booth and vote for her because she got a D by her name and she Hillary Rodham Clinton. That's just not going to happen. I don't like her attitude. I don't like her followers. And I told you I'm going to get with the Congressional Black Caucus, Al Sharpton, and the rest of them jokers coming up in the next video. And I'm going to tell you about them for supporting this woman who didn't support the African American community the way it should have been supported. We don't have to support this woman. We a better country than this and a better party. And if we're not going to be a better party, maybe we should go out and make our own party like they do in Europe, where they got 4, 5 different parties. But some of y'all going to say, no, we can't do that. I'm sick and tired of these people running around here telling us what we should do, and you messing up everything. All I want the American people is to know the truth. Know who you're voting for. Know some facts about the people you're voting for. Look up their history. Look up their votes. Just look. All I got to say is look at Hillary Clinton's top 5 major votes that she has ever made, from the crime bill, the Iraq war, all these things. And your judgment should be made. I should vote for Bernie Sanders. Don't let this media hoodwink you, because that's what they'll do. They'll tell you you got no choice. That old Republican over there gonna do worse. But I tell you what, when you look at the fine lines of the Clinton administration, that crime bill, and you look at the fine lines in that repeal of Glass-Steagall, that hurt sectors of this American community that you can't even confound. If Glass-Steagall was still, and we wouldn't have had that 2008 financial crisis. Many of you blaming George Bush. You can blame him if you want to, but if you don't repeal that piece of legislation, that don't happen, man. So I beg you, Democrats, independents, Republicans, conservative liberals, to watch this video, share this video, subscribe to Hearing Post, and do your own investigations and your own videos. And let people know what we're dealing with. You don't have to accept this. So I want to thank you for listening to this video. You have a nice day. And I'm going to tell you something else. I'm coming back with a classic video that's coming out soon. And that's going to be on this Congressional Black Caucus and these so-called African-American leaders in the Democratic Party. This one is going to be so hot, I might have to give a part 2 to this one. Just how fired up I am about them and the nonsense they've been pulling. And you're going to hear one about Barack Hussein Obama Jr. too. And I'm going to get to him. Y'all ain't going to like that one either. But one thing you're going to hear at Hearing Post, you're going to hear the truth. God bless you. And I hope you get out there and support Bernie Sanders for president. Thank you very much.